everybody, it is nostalgia time once again, and we're back with the Dell XPS 9343 13-inch laptop. So, in this episode, we're going to be converting Windows 10 20H2, which is what this was running before it was reset, into Windows 7. Again, this is the 9343 13-inch machine from 2015. Now, since this has a 5th generation Intel processor, Intel processors 7th gen and above are no longer allowing you to downgrade to legacy versions of Windows 7 and 8.1. Since this is a 5th generation processor, they actually do allow you to downgrade to 8 or 7. So to begin the transformation, we're going to first open the web browser. No, we're not going to do that. And we're going to go to Revert 8 Plus's website, which is r8p.tech with a K, Nix stuff.com. And here's the page talking about the transformation. Now, to get the release, all we do is press Get It Now, and then it loads the video talking about the thing. Then we go to the run box. We'll paste the command, and we don't need the web browser anymore. So, if you want to try this on your main system, I would recommend creating a restore point because you don't know what this thing is gonna do. However, this is a test installation and I have factory resetted this computer since then. So, now we'll press OK. And now we'll have to accept the user account control. And now what it will do is it will now download the files and prepare it for installation and transformation. But soon we will not be seeing this Windows 10 start menu. But these two applications that I installed, VLC Player and OBS Studio, I believe these will still work after the transformation is complete. So yeah, there's VLC. So here it is. This is Revert 8 Plus. Now this is actually a new update, so you can give 10 a nice arrow look. You can give it a nice Windows 8 look. However, they're actually experimenting the Windows Vista theme in this new version. But we're going to transform it into Windows 7. So then we'll click Next, and then we're going to be given a list of options. So you can have it use favorites and libraries. You can install the Supermium browser, which is a replacement of Chrome. But I'm alright with Chrome because this is only a temporary install. You can either have it use the Windows 8 start screen or the 7 login screen or both. But the boot screen, however, isn't compatible with CSM or Secure Boot, which this machine, I believe, does not have. The PC Health Check app, this machine does not meet the minimum requirements. It only mentions the processor. Because if we see the results, there's TPM 2.0. So it's just the processor that's not compatible. It does support Secure Boot, but we'll see if the boot screen does work. We'll find out. So now all that's left to do is click Install. It says the Windows 7 login screen and boot screen are still in beta and it may cause issues. Installing this on your primary system is not recommended. That's why I gave that warning before we started this setup. Yes, we want to proceed. And now here we go. The transformation is starting. So there goes Windows Explorer. And look at that. There it is. The Windows 7 taskbar. So you can see it's installed a tool called Start All Back. But look at that. You got that Windows 7 start menu. And now if we go to properties, yeah, it'll still redirect to settings, but so you can see it's extracting all the Windows 7 sounds. So it's only the taskbar it applied right now. Oh my goodness, look at that. There is the Windows 7 wallpaper. We just heard the logon sound. This is just impressive. So yeah, this thing restarted Explorer multiple times. I mean, look at this now. It's just amazing. And we can see a lot of the universal apps are gone. Well, they're not gone off the system entirely, but however, they're still on the system. So you can see this one uses a variety of programs, kind of like an all-in-one customization installer, and I see it reverted the color setting that I had because I had set it to taskbar and lock screen back to the default configuration of Windows 10. And also if I move this down, you see I have the Windows 7 wallpaper now. It was previously Dell's factory background of the Leaf. I think it was a Leaf or something, but regardless, so you can see it's just running a few more commands. And now it's installing the games. So now we're pretty much going back to the good old days. I mean, you know, back in the day when millions of PCs were running Windows 7, which was Microsoft's last great operating system before the whole modern day fiasco, which all started with Windows 8. But now it's installing some of the Vista games too, like Tinker, like Inkball and stuff, but we can show you what we got here. In fact, actually everything is now all in this apps folder. So you can see there were all the apps. I was testing Roblox on this beforehand. So you can see there's all the Universal apps and some of the manufacturer apps too. And then the games folder, there are all the games from Windows 7. This is Intel's drivers, that's OBS. And there's the sys tray for the media center that's also being installed. But it's not going to change any of the narrator stuff or any of the ease of access items. And it says done. It finished, but now it is installing the Supermium browser. And there it is. And now it will make the Supermium browser the default browser on Windows 10. Where normally if you go into settings and try to set a different browser as the default, it will say, hey, you should try Microsoft Edge. You should keep it as the default browser. It's the best browser on Windows 10. So it'll usually say that error, and then it gives you the option to set it up as the default anyway. And then it just changes to the default browser of your choice. So now it's installing the gadgets. And that is it. So now all that's left to do is restart. And look at that. We got the Windows 7 login screen. Yeah, because this is secure boot. I don't think the boot screen's going to work. Yeah. See, that's the default boot screen Windows 10. Well, specifically for this machine because this is a UEFI BIOS, but Legacy, it's a whole lot different. And there we go. It didn't ask me for a password or anything. Look at that. It says welcome. And this says it's the Ultimate Edition, even though this is Windows 10 Home. But I guess this was the only edition they chose. You can see Windhawk's finalizing everything. I mean, this is just amazing. You got the arrow. I mean, we just got the arrow graphics and everything. And just like that, the transformation is done. So now we can run the 8 gadget pack. The Edge browser is still installed, but now gets this nice arrow interface. The universal apps are still here, I believe. Yes, they are. However, now they too get an amazing new look. And the Tips app is still the Tips app. And the Settings app is also still the Settings app. You know, we can still get Windows 10 updates and everything like that, except it's now this new look. It's kind of weird how Settings appears twice. And yeah, that's as far as I was able to get this thing to update. So I still need to install the very last version, but I did update that in the previous episode. So the 8 gadget pack starts as a sidebar. So if you don't like the sidebar, just like you do in Windows 7, you can drag all your stuff onto the desktop and it'll work like so. Yeah, this is 7 sidebar from 2013. So yeah, you have a little calendar. Not sure if I like that. And then then you can monitor CPU usage. So it even detects the processor and all 4 cores. And then you can also put a little quick launch bar. However, Internet Explorer does not work because it no longer exists. And of course, you can get quick access to the recycle bin. So you can tell it to open the bin or empty it. Then just hitting open opens up the recycle bin by default. Yeah, these were all the apps I tried. I wonder if anything changed in regards to the user account control. And look at that, that's the old user account control. Now, let's see what happens when we press Control-Delete. Yep, the Windows 10 login screen has been overridden by this. But the only thing that does not work is the arrow in the power options, where you usually get options to like restart or put the machine to sleep or hibernate it. That doesn't work, but as I said, it's in beta, so it's going to be updated in the future. But yeah, that thing is still being updated, but eventually it'll work. The clock is not coming up, but then we have this not so great looking CPU meter. And here's their Chameleon weather service. So we can just type a city of our choice. Yeah, I guess it doesn't work right now. But then we have the standard calendar in Windows 7, plus this interesting control system. So that's interesting. There's a lock mechanism you can do. You can stand by, shut down, restart, log off, or what does this one do? Hibernate. So that's pretty cool, this interesting little tool. But then, as I said, all the Windows 7 games got installed. This Game Explorer I don't think works. And then here you got the good old classic ink ball from Vista. And look at that, you can just move the pen around, and yeah, you gotta get the balls into the matching colored holes. Yeah, there's that. And of course we have the good old classic purple place with the matching game. It's just like how it came out of the box with Windows 7. But then of course we have the good old classic solitaire. The solitaire that comes with Windows 7. And of course it comes with Spider Solitaire as well. So yep, all these games work exactly as they were designed to work. But now there's one more thing I would like to try. I want to see if it's actually possible to upgrade from Windows 10 Home directly to the Education Edition of Windows 10, considering that I am now going to make this a college machine. And it says digital license because of the product key. We're going to enter a new product key. So with the key entered, we'll click next. Oh, look at that. Upgrade your edition of Windows. Before you start, make sure you save your work. Yes, let's start the upgrade. But it says, unable to upgrade the edition. We cannot activate Windows because you don't have a valid digital license or key. What I think could be the case is that this key that I entered was a volume license key. This is because the Education Edition was never sold at retail stores. So there's no way you could buy the Education Edition from a retail store and then install it. And the same goes for the Enterprise Edition too, because both of those editions are mainly designed towards schools for the Education Edition and then Enterprise for larger enterprise environments, which both require volume licenses. And that this product key that's on here is an OEM key. But because it cannot upgrade the edition, it kept the home license as it is. So, now that I've gotten the education key off of that drive, and now that I know that it works, well, for the most part, now I can safely change out that SSD on that Latitude and finally, hopefully, give it the Windows 11 treatment that it deserves, because I want to get as many of these devices off of 10 as I can before end of support. Now, I actually would like to keep this machine on Windows 10 as I use it as a college machine. Well, by the time this comes out, it's already the second semester of the school year. I just want to take Windows 10 for a spin one last time before support ends in the fall of this year, October 2025. October 14th to be exact. That will be the last update for Windows 10, and then it's the end of support after that. So then we can click close sidebar, and then there it goes. However, for some reason the gadgets crash when the sidebar is closed. I don't know why, but it just does that. So yeah, that's it. That is a look at Revert 8 Plus, a tool which you can revert the Windows 10 UI into the classic look of Windows 7. The classic look and feel of nostalgia, as I like to call it. I mean, at the end of the day, just by running that tool, you can just take a little trip down memory lane and relive the good old days of Windows 7. I mean, look at that. The icons, the speakers, the sounds. It's just amazing to think about it. So yeah, in our next episode, I'll see if I can get that SSD in that Latitude, the other SSD. But if not, then it'll just remain with that drive, and maybe I'll transform that to 7.2. But until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.